Good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the Democratic Newsroom. Because in this day and age, there are very few things that actually get a rise when it comes down to the civil society. There has been one issue which has got the Delhi NCR region, and not just the Delhi NCR region, but practically the country completely divided. And that was the Supreme Court order on the strays in the National Capital Region, ordering that in the next 8 weeks, which is 2 months, every stray needs to be removed, stray dog, from the streets of the national capital and put in shelters. Well, that wasn't met with an amiable response which came in from dog lovers, animal rights activists, feeders. So a massive face-off is brewing on the streets of the national capital, where protest after protest. The matter now is going to be heard again in court. It's also something that's got our newsroom divided. So the big newsroom, Democratic Newsroom dogfight, shelter or streets for Delhi strays. Let's throw it open. I have with me, and we have a very colorful panel, Pooja Shali, my colleague. We have Sneha Murdani, I have Akshita, I have Gaurav Sawant, I have Anisha. Anisha, very quickly take us through on what's going on in Supreme Court with the issue.
Well, today the issue of what to do about the Monday order, which has got everybody riled up, came before a 3-judge bench, and the court has reserved its order. We are still waiting for that order to be pronounced, whether the Monday order will be stayed or not, because remember, even today, the 3-judge bench has also questioned the authorities. When the rules exist, when there are rules for sterilization, vaccination of dogs, to reduce the population of stray dogs, why are these not being followed? What exactly are the authorities doing? That is the question that the court has asked. Of course, as I said, we're still waiting for the order. If the Monday order, which said remove all dogs immediately, that is going to be stayed by this larger bench. The big question by the court is really, what have the authorities been doing all these years? Why has the stray dog population been allowed to go haywire?
You know, one thing is clear, Anisha, and I'm going to bring you in exactly, you can answer that for our viewers. The fact is that Delhi does have a dog menace issue, especially the Delhi NCR region. We have the highest recorded dog bites, number one. We also have the highest number of dog population, which by accounts, though there hasn't been any census, seem to suggest we are between the 9 to 10 lakh mark. The question which most dog lovers have taken heart in is the CGI saying, I'm going to look into the matter. What does that mean? Number one. And number two, while we are waiting for the Supreme Court to hear the matter, has the rounding up of dogs in the NCR region started?
See, that is why the petitions have come. Now, and today,
So they've started?
They have started, and that is why a 3-judge bench was specially constituted by the CJI, and that bench heard this matter today. And we're waiting for that bench to pass its order. Because remember, yesterday when the animal rights activists had gone to the Supreme Court before the Chief Justice saying that this issue needs to be heard quickly, is because they have started rounding up the dogs in a state where we don't have any dog shelters. Even if you pick up the 100 dogs, 500 dogs, or however many dogs that you do find, where exactly are you going to take them? There are no shelters. There are only 20 MCD-run ABC centers. By the way, these are not shelters.
Not shelters.
These are short-term stay areas only.
So, for our viewers, you've heard what's going on in the legal domain, but there's so much going on outside the courts there where opinion counts. And let's throw it now open. Streets or shelter? Gaurav, go first.
So my point is, civilizationally, when you look at Bharat's civilizationally, we're a country where man and his dog have been very close. Take, for example, Dharmraj Yudhishthir. Dharmraj Yudhishthir refused to go to heaven without his loyal dog accompanying him, because that dog had been with him throughout that journey. So that's a fact. We are people. Look at the Indus Valley civilization in Harappa. There are so many examples of figurines of dogs being with their masters. At the same time, it's also a fact, 36% of all rabies deaths in the world happen in India. So while we want our dogs, you don't want strays on the streets where your children cannot go out and play, where the elderly cannot go out for their morning walk, because the moment they step out, if they're hunted by a pack of dogs, You know, the elderly, they're so scared, they fall down. The children, they're scared to go to schools. So first, in our times, our mothers had to pull us back from outside. Come back in and study. Now mothers have to tell their children, go out and play. Children are either on their mobile phones or they're scared of dogs and they don't want to go out and play. So please, let's have a safe environment. Let's create a safe environment. You know what Gautam Buddha had said? Gautam Buddha had talked about the Madhyam Marg, the middle path. Let's come together, find that middle path.
What do you make of the Supreme Court order, Gaurav? Do you think it's in the right spirit and it should be implemented?
Absolutely. The Supreme Court order, start with 5,000 dogs, put them in shelters, let the authorities deliver, and nobody is saying cull the dogs. Nobody is saying cull the dogs.
But many are saying that.
No.
Okay. Make your point.
You're
Yeah.
presuming that is what it is.
You're presuming they'll be in shelters then?
So, look, fine, the authorities haven't done their work effectively, but start small. You know, dog lovers,
you're
right?
saying-
So
you're saying
whoever
you're
loves
for-
a dog, please take that dog home. Look after
my
that dog
God.
so well.
Okay, so
oh
Gaurav,
my God, have the dog.
Okay, Gaurav,
feed it and put it in the
I'm
street.
going to try and ask like direct
No, no,
questions.
take the
Gaurav,
dog home.
God, when it comes down, put the one second, one by one, guys. Let's just go one by one. Let's go one by one. So you are essentially for the motion that dogs need to be put in shelters. They need to be off the streets. You agree with the Supreme Court order? Yes.
The dogs which are, no, it's a nuanced debate. That's why I say Madhyam Marg. The dogs that will attack little children when they come out and play. The dogs that hunt the elderly.
but
The
that's
dogs
not
that are out in packs.
But
Look,
that's not
we're a
the
civilized society. No, we're a civilized society. Identify those dogs and take them out. It happens world over.
That
Okay.
we're not doing.
So do it.
Okay, let me get Akshata in because Akshata has been rolling her eyes through, and then we come to both Pooja and
Because
Sneha.
my biggest grouse is when anyone speaks out against the Supreme Court, oh, why aren't you taking these dogs home? It's the stupidest argument ever. Because
I'm sorry, I don't like this
someone
name
has-
calling. No name calling.
I said social media. I don't
No,
know why you're getting
no. This
Why
is the
are you getting
stupidest.
offended?
No,
I said
it's
talking about
the
social media.
stupidest thing.
I
Why
was-
is it
She's
stupidest
got
thing?
You need to listen
She's
to what I
talking
say
about
and not
what's on
listen to a
social
few
media.
words. Please listen to the full
I mean,
sentence before you
seriously,
react.
only those who lack an
Those who are
argument
on
use
social
words like
media-
stupid.
Let me
Okay,
explain
everyone
it. For
calm
those who
down.
say
Take it down
on
a
social
notch.
media,
Yeah.
my simple explanation is this. Then every single person who's like, oh my God, you should get rid of the strays. Am I saying you should go and shoot them dead on your own? It's the same explanation, right? Go do this and then get them home. It's the same explanation, the same comparison. Am I saying that? Am I saying you want to deal with the strays? Go shoot them yourself. Of course not. We have authorities for a reason. And I'm sorry, that authorities did nothing right up until now. They did nothing about animal birth control, which is why we're having this problem. So no, I don't trust them. And let me just say here that, I don't trust them with going ahead and doing any of this shelter nonsense. There is going to be no shelter. This is not mentioned as in the Supreme Court that, this is a death sentence or they will be culling, but that is effectively what they will do. Because I do not
Presumption.
trust these authorities, just as I would refuse to presume that they will be put in
Presumption.
shelters.
Okay.
But anyway, clearly Gaurav is not convinced by me.
Okay.
So I'm going to, and I suspect that everyone here will have an argument against having stray dogs out on the streets. So I'm hoping to get a little backing and hopefully convince all of you, Gaurav, and hopefully put a smile on your face as well with my guest who's coming in.
Oh God,
I'll
that
just
is
quickly-
a terribly cute guest.
I know some of you are scared, but this is just because I want to show how lovely they can be, how sweet. This is Amy. Say hi.
Hi. Hi, Amy.
Say hi, Amy. Gaurav.
So Amy's from
Okay,
a dog
this is
shelter.
just this is derailing the
Yeah,
debate
she-
by bringing in a really
No.
cute puppy.
What beautiful. How beautiful.
I'm
So
using an
Amy's
emoji.
beautiful,
Okay, don't
right?
scream. Okay, one second,
Amy's
don't
from a dog
scream,
shelter.
guys.
Yes.
Amy's from a dog
Okay, one
shelter.
second.
And we'll go back to a dog shelter.
Okay, she's okay. Let's
Sorry,
just-
baby.
No,
Sorry,
it's a
baby.
great
Okay,
idea.
guys.
Maybe you can take Amy
I think
home.
what we all
You
need
can
to
give
do
Amy a
is
loving home.
we need to bring it down a notch because we are stressing little Amy out.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to let Amy sit in.
With some people also.
Okay, I know.
not going to be
understand.
talking much
But
after
okay.
this.
So now, what Akshata said is, and I'll bring you in Pooja, and we're going to get in
Amy
a
has a
word from the
beautiful
caretaker
home
as
soon,
well.
I'm
So
sure.
I'm going to bring in Pooja.
least you're
because
not shooting them
Akshata,
dead.
one second. So Akshata had a point, Pooja, because the point is, okay, I'll give you an example. You look at the MCD. The MCD is the one who was responsible for the carrying out the sterilization process, animal birth control, where the Delhi region was concerned, right? Their money given to them, their budget was 500 crores. Out of that 500 crores, the MCD has used just 70 lakhs on shelter. The MCD has abysmally failed, while with the same amount of money, and Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand has done really well. So today we are entrusting, because if you look at the Supreme Court order, you're entrusting the same MCD to carry out this operation of taking these dogs and housing them in shelters when you know that they have failed in the
Preeti,
first
there's
place.
been complete inaction by the municipal authorities on what they were supposed to do, which wouldn't have led us to this desperate measure. But these are desperate times. I wanted to make a point though, but because a special guest has come into our newsroom, my maternal instincts are flowing. But I have to also add here, while this is the cutest puppy I've seen in a while, but let's also remember that recently, I'm sure this puppy is being taken care of very well. But it's not that pups are not dangerous either. We've had a case of a fit kabaddi player, Brijesh Solanki in Uttar Pradesh, who we've seen the video was so horrific because he was bitten. He possibly didn't get the vaccinations in time. But eventually he did die. So we have to be very cautious of what the situation is presently. And he rescued the baby. So we have to also look at the kind of atmosphere there is. And there is a reason. There is a reason that when this order came in by the court, there were people from other states online who said, why just Delhi NCR? I was getting messages. Why not Karnataka? Why not Tamil Nadu? Why not other states? So people have connected to what they see is a larger message. And please, I am an animal lover, but yeah.
Pooja, would you like to touch her?
Thank you.
Pooja,
Not right
Pooja,
now.
you know, okay, but I'm going to get in a quick word from the caretaker. And if you can, tell us, she's come from a shelter from the Noida.
We have found her on road, abandoned. Someone abandoned her.
Someone abandoned this little puppy. Do you think that there can be enough shelters for the number of dogs that we see? Is it practical?
No, never.
You don't think it's practical? No. Why do you say that, sir?
Because we need a lot of crores
A lot of
to
money.
build 10 shelters.
We don't have them.
Yeah.
So are you saying that if the order is a death wish for the various strays,
We have to fight against it.
you think we need to fight against it? Okay, I don't want to derail this whole conversation. More so, I don't want to influence this conversation by putting a really cute puppy in the midst of it, because it's a serious a conversation that needs to have, needs to happen and